Okay, what's going on, everyone? This is going to be a stamina warden build for Clockwork City. I am sick right now, so my voice is messed up, and I wanted to do this a couple days ago when Clockwork City came out, but I was just too sick. So on that note, I'm doing it now, and I'm gonna try to make it quick and do the first half. I'm gonna try to split it 3 ways. I'm just gonna go over everything really fast for anybody that just wants to see what I'm running, and then I'll explain it and give some other options when it comes to like the Munda Stone and stuff. But this is a build that anybody can run. Anybody can get this stuff really easy, and it's extremely strong. It's heavy armor, which seems to be what's best right now for like a DK, Stam Sork, Templar, a lot of Stam builds. Warden as well. So yeah, but this build has a lot of damage and a lot of sustain, like more sustain than I need, and I'm gonna explain that in the second part. Okay, so first of all, let me go over my sets really fast. Clever Alchemist, first set. This took a nerf. People might say it took a nerf, but it's only nerfed for gankers. Basically, you gotta hit the potion while you're in combat, and that's it. So, back bar, I would recommend defending or precise, and a weapon damage glyph. Sturdy shield with a max magic enchant, because most of my buffs are magic on the back bar. And front bar is a Clever Alchemist greatsword, Nirnhoned. I would recommend a Nirnhoned Maul. Same thing though, weapon damage enchant. Sometimes I run these poisons because they hit really hard. Really hard, actually. Thing is, I always try to keep this glyph up, so if I run the poisons, I proc it, the glyph on the back bar. Troll King's the next set. I tried Malabeth, bloodspawn, even Veladrith. Thing with Troll King is it gets me out of bad situations sometimes if I can line of sight and just hit bigger, and I'm back to full health immediately, and I can control it. It's when I'm under 50% health. Malabeth doesn't do that. Bloodspawn doesn't do that. Like, they're all proc sets. This is why I like this set so much, because it's controlled, and I can know when I'm in trouble and just do a dodge roll behind something in vigor, or block in vigor. Next set is Bone Pirates. So Stam recovery, Stam, and while you have a drink buff, you gain 1900 Stam and 140 recovery. Really powerful. Ideally, you would want like a heavy alchemist chest, heavy alchemist legs, and heavy alchemist boots or something, and then 2 medium bone pirates in the small pieces, but I don't have that. I have the chest and the hands. Bone pirates jewelry, all weapon damage, and all Stam glyphs on the body, all impen. Consumables, I'm running tripods. This is the same stuff I usually run. Tripods, health and Stam, immovable pots, invisibility pots sometimes, and just trash Stam pots and duels. And then Dubious Cameron Throne to proc the Bone Pirate. Keep that up, and just because it's really good. Okay, so let me see if I can actually okay, so it didn't work for whatever reason. There it is. 4125 weapon damage. My recovery, like after you kill somebody, goes up to 24, but normally it sits at 2000. So, let me just buff it up. I just wanted to show the weapon damage back to this time. 4125. So normally it'll sit at 29. 34% crit. 2000 Stam recovery. Like I said, I can go up to 24. 2,000 physical and spell resist, and 2,900 crit resist. 33,000 max stam, and 20,000 max health. So, max stam is a little low, but that's okay. I mean, I would probably like it at 35, ideally, but it's fine at that. And I don't have Undaunted on this guy, so it would go up with Undaunted. And, I'm running the Serpent. I'll talk more about different Mundus Stones after, because this build just has, like, way too much sustain, I think. Skills, Dizzying Swing, Forward Momentum. You can't run Shuffle anymore. You need a way to CC, or get out of, like, snares and CCs, so... Or not CCs, snares and immobilizations. You need a way to get out of those easily. Reverse Slice. And honestly, in heavy armor, you don't need Rally. And especially, you don't need Rally with, Troll King and heavy armor. Reverse Slice for the Execute. The Bull Netch, it restores stamina, it's really good. Subterranean Assault. This, you want to hit people first, and then, like, they'll have Major Fracture, and that's going to help a lot. It gives you basically 5,000 penetration, so it's useful. Dawnbreaker of Smiting. I like to keep 2 Animal Companion abilities on the front bar, so I get the extra 4% damage from that passive. Frost Cloak for your Major Resolve and Major Ward buff. Shimmering Shield, it's extremely good. Gives you Major Heroism, absorbs projectiles. Green Lotus, you need this for Major Savagery, because I would not have 34.9% crit without this, so it's really important. Otherwise, I would have to figure out another way to get some weapon crit. Bird of Prey, extremely good skill and vigor for your heal. And Healing Thicket, you could use the Sword and Board ulti if you want to, but if you're in a group, Healing Thicket's better. And I don't have this yet, but it's been increased to 135, so I don't know if I would still run it. I would have to try it out and see how it goes, because right now it's more than Dawnbreaker. Like, at that point, I would probably just go for the Dawnbreaker and try to kill somebody if I was going to use this, because if there's enough people on me where I can't use a Dawnbreaker and try to kill them, I'm probably going to die anyway. So I'd probably just stick with this because it's pretty cheap still. It went up from like 70, but still really cheap. Passives. Oh, just let me say this too. If you don't want to use the Bull Netch or you want a Gap Closer, I would replace it with like Crit Rush. I don't use Gap Closers because, well, at least I don't use Crit Rush, because Crit Rush sucks. You go through your target. I don't know when this happened, but you used to land in front of your target. Now half the time you end up like 2 feet behind them, so I don't use it anymore. I don't like it at all. Like Ambush, yeah, Ambush would be fine, but not Crit Rush. So you could slot that there, or if you want like some range, you could slot Cutting Dive. Cutting Dive is really good. But I use it this way, so all the passives from these 2 skill lines, and then I take Icy Aura, all the 2H passives, all the one hand and shield passives, most of the medium, all the heavy. This took a nerf. It doesn't have Wrath anymore, but screw Wrath. It's not important. It was a good nerf, honestly, but you still have more than enough damage without it. Heavy armor should have never had a damage buff, so it's good. Banish the Wicked, in case you kill like vampires or werewolves, get more ultimate. Skill Tracker for Dawnbreaker, so you hit like a vampire or a werewolf with Dawnbreaker, it deals an additional 20 damage, or 20% damage. Undaunted passes if you have them. Continuous Attack, Combat Frenzy, Combat Medic, Battle Resurrection, Potion passives, and Racial passives. So, I'm an Argonian. Argonian is really good. It has this passive right here, which when you drink a potion, you restore 4,620 health, magic, and stam. So basically, if you drink a tri-pot, you're getting like roughly 12k of everything. It's crazy. crazy sustain. Plus, more max magic. Every stand build uses magic, so it's good to have. 9% max health, poison and disease resistance, which doesn't hurt. And healing done and healing received, which is always good. Alright. Now I'm just going to explain a few things, and then I'm going to go over the CP. So, first of all, this build has too much recovery, in my opinion. 2000 is nice, and the heavy armor passives is good, like the heavy attacks, it all comes together. So this bull netch, the recovery, and then the heavy attacks, right? It's a lot of recovery, it's a lot of sustain. Even when I'm in a situation, I can heal and keep my buffs up, and I'll never run out of resources. Never. Unless there's like 10 people on me, and even then, they better be good. So, if I die, it would just be because burst or I didn't block right at the right time. Like, one person could kill me. I've been killed before in 1v1s, but it's not very common. I mean, if anything, like, I have trouble fighting, like, magplars, like really tanky magplars. That, like, I can time my burst perfect, but they'll have, like, 5% health. And the vampire passive will keep them from dying, and then they'll just one breath of life and they're back to full. But that's about it. For the most part, I never run out of resources. So what I'm trying to say here is, if 2000 stam recovery with all the other ways to get resources back on this board is too much for you, because in my opinion, it could be used better somewhere else. So I'm gonna try playing with either the weapon damage Mundus or the physical and spell penetration Mundus. The weapon damage Mundus, I would get like 400 or like 300 more weapon damage, and the penetration one gives you like 2700 physical penetration. So either way, I just wanted to say that you could try using those instead if you find that you just sit at like 99% stam in most of your fights, which usually ends up happening to me. Also, like I said, Nirnhone Maul would be best, but you could also use an Asylum 2H for the bonus that it gives to like execute, or a Maelstrom 2H if you wanted to use Gap Closer, but you would lose this 4-piece on your front bar, so I don't do that. And I think this is the better way to run it, and anybody can run it like this. 7 trait set to craft Alchemist, and then Bone Pirates drops in, let me see here. Blackheart Haven. Honestly, even if you had to get the blue jewelry, it would still be fine. I have 1 piece of blue jewelry. Necklace. Other than that, yeah, just Argonian's really good. It's a really good race to run. I would run it on a DK. Stam Sork, I would probably stick to Orc for the speed. And even a Stampire I'd run it on. It's a lot of sustain and a lot of healing, and it helps out a lot. I mean, if it was like a situation like with a Mag Sork where you can go high elf and gain 7% damage while still getting magic back and recovery and max magic, then yeah, I would still go with high elf for like a Mag Sork. But certain other classes, especially stamina classes, I feel like the Argonian would help more. Okay, now for the champion points. Basic champion point setup from what I usually run. 28 Warlord, and by the way, if you don't have max CP, certain ones, the ones with like the most in them are probably the ones that you should go for first. 64 Tenacity, this is for the heavy attacks. 56 Mooncalf, 56 Shadow Ward, 18 Tumbling. 14 Physical Weapon Expert, 18 Shattering Blows, and 66 Master at Arms. Master at Arms is important, and these two are not so important. 56 mighty, 45 piercing, 31 precise strikes, 44 ironclad, 48 resistant, 49 hardy, 49 LE, and 40 thick-skinned. Unchained passive again, always, as always, is important. A lot of these passives can help too, if you take a close look at them, but Unchained in particular, every time you CC break, Vigor, and that's it. Makes life a lot easier, honestly. Yeah, that's it. Now, I think I went over everything, right? Poisons, if you decide to run them. Consumables, okay. I mean, I'm not giving any other options for gear on this, just because I find this to be the best setup to go with. Anybody can get it, and it's very strong. So, the only other thing I'm going to say now is, at the end of this, I'm going to put in like a Battlegrounds game that I had a little bit earlier before this video, because PvP is just so busted right now. I had a really good fight, but I couldn't record it, and regardless, now that I decided to make the video, I decided to just run a Battlegrounds game, because right now on console there's a bug where every time you die in PvP, 99% of the time you're going to get an infinite load screen while trying to load back into the keep or spawn in. This is a huge problem. I don't know what's going on in ZeniMax. I don't know if they're fixing it. I put up a forum post. Gina Bruno commented on it and said that they're looking into it. This was like 3 days ago. I've heard nothing back about it, so I don't know. I'm not going to PvP when I have to reset my Xbox every time I die. It comes down to don't die. And you know, it's kind of fun to play a little more carefully and not want to die, but it's too much of a penalty to have to restart your Xbox every single time you die. So I play for a little bit, but mainly I'm just doing Battlegrounds right now, so that's why I'm going to include the Battlegrounds, just to show how I play this build, and that's it. So if you have any questions, post them in the comment section and I will answer them for you. And if you run it, I hope you enjoy it. It's a fun build. I've been running it for months now and it's really strong. I don't think I'll run anything else till ZeniMax decides to nerf some stuff or buff some stuff. We'll see. So thanks a lot for watching. Again, comment if you have any questions, and I will see you next time I make a video. Alright, so pretty much I'm just gonna try to show how I play with this. Unfortunately, this is domination and not just the basic PvP, kill each other, Battlegrounds, I forget what it's called. I'm getting a stamp on from my arm. There we go. And this is why it's a little questionable if I need more recovery, just because heavy attacks do so much. Alright, that missed completely. Damn. Like, heavy attacks just restore so much resources, so unless it's a situation like that, I don't find myself there. That dude just got destroyed. Should have healed. Alright, now is when I try to get out. At least a little bit and separate myself from this group. Normally I would be going for flags in this, but I just want to show how to play this. What the hell? CC'd in the oh god. Gotta make an escape here. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty survivable, this build. See you both later. This dude's an idiot. Oh god. Why? I guess they're both idiots. And the Shulk's got him. That dude's gone. This is the annoying one. Okay. In capture block, which is always fun. I want this Nightblade, but he's just not really that high for me. This is garbage. Where are you going now? Just god awful at the game. Just wants no part of it. See you later, buddy. Let's try. I really want to kill this fucking Nightblade now. Make sure that I hit bigger if I get some chain pass against it. Very cheap. So this shitbag sucks at the game. Get out of my face, dude. No bar swap there, but that's alright. Oh god. This game is really laggy tonight. I don't know what the issue is. Usually Battlegrounds is so laggy. See if this Nightblade will challenge me at this flag. Or they'll just let me take it. Guess he was just gonna let me take it. 11 kills, 0 deaths, 8 assists, and no captures.